You know how they say, you never know who's going to be the next big thing in show business? Well, it isn't just applicable to the movie industry, as we've also seen the same thing in the NFL. Here are some 2-star recruits that substituted their prefix to super. Yeah, I'm talking about the superstars. J.Watt. From neither getting listed among the top tight end nor defensive end prospects to having 5 Pro Bowl appearances and becoming one of the greatest defensive players ever, Watt certainly made a name for himself in the big league. Born and bred in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, J.J. Watt was a natural in the game. He went to Pewaukee High, where he lettered 4 different sports, but had his focus on football. During his junior year, it was clear that he was going to have quite a number of contracts on his desk, but unfortunately, he was struck by mononucleosis, having him sit out the offseason going into his senior year, and plus, he lost a lot of weight. No college wanted an end that weighed just 215 pounds. If he wanted to play ball, he had to put in 5 times what he usually did to defy all odds, and that was what Watt did. He had a stellar senior year, pulling off a one-of-a-kind performance against a 5-star Wisconsin offensive tackle recruit, while he just had a 2-star rating to his name. This brought offers from smaller colleges, from which he picked Central Michigan. At Central Michigan, Watt played as a tight end, but that didn't really turn out well. He only made 8 catches in his freshman year, and barely even had playtime. Watt knew his career was in trouble, so he transferred to Wisconsin-Madison, where he played ball, and at the same time worked as a pizza delivery boy. It was at Wisconsin Watt exploded. After 2 seasons, he had 10 sacks and 100 tackles to his name, earned the Ronnie Lott Trophy in 2010, and was voted the team's MVP. In 2011, Watt skipped his senior year and got drafted as the 11th overall pick by the Texans. You know the rest of the story, as he has become a nightmare to quarterbacks all across the league. From a struggling mono pizza delivery boy to the greatest in his position, Watt really went from grass to the skies. Justin Jefferson. Justin J hasn't always been the gritty king in the league. His path to glory was far rougher than just a demoralizing 2-star rating, as he had to battle all odds. Justin hailed from Destrehan, Louisiana, from a quite sporty family. His dad played college basketball, and both his brothers had amazing LSU careers, and had also made it to the NFL. It was a clear path for Justin, but his first trial was his size. At the time he started high school, Justin stood at 5 feet 7 inches and weighed a mere 125 pounds. Because of his size, Justin could only make the JV team, where he played as a safety. Justin was beginning to lose hope in his career as a football star, but the results from his growth plates x-ray gave life to his dreams. The doctor confirmed that he was about to hit a mega growth spurt, which came in his junior year. Justin grew to 6 foot 1 inch and gained 40 pounds. He had grown big enough to join the varsity squad. But even that miraculous growth served as an obstacle to his game. Due to the rapid improvement in his growth, Justin faced multiple problems with his knees. They kept nodding whenever he ran, forcing him to move gingerly on the gridiron. Well, he doubled his work and shook off the continuous knots, finishing his final season with 44 receptions and 956 yards. Justin literally exploded. However, his fire almost got quenched as he was given a 2-star rating, and at the same time battled with summer school. It looked like he wasn't going to play in the first division, and his father even advised him to try the second division. Well, with the legacies his brothers left at Louisiana State University, the Jefferson name had weight, and head coach Ed Oregon told him he was welcome whenever he was ready. Justin signed as the final LSU scholarship member in 2017, but had a terrible first season with the Tigers. He only featured in 2 games and didn't record a single catch. But that was just the start of the Wonder Kid's career, as he blew up in the stages in his second year. He formed a killer duo with transfer quarterback Joe Burrow, and together, they tore the leagues down. Justin left his senior year and entered the NFL draft with 165 receptions for 2,415 yards. He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, and the rest of the story is part of the history he is still making. Bobby Wagner. Wagner wasn't familiar with the game, not until his senior year, but is still a dominant force in the league and a visionary that changed dynamics of the game in Utah. Back in high school, Wagner had hoop dreams, probably after watching Hoosiers. Amazing movie. But he played basketball all through his stay at Colony High, Ontario, until he decided to drop the orange ball and hit the gridiron in his senior year, a decision that changed his life. Bobby was good at football, playing his natural position as a linebacker. He registered 125 tackles and 4 sacks. He was then moved forward as a tight end, where he racked 37 catches and 11 touchdowns. There was no doubt that Wagner was about to be the next big thing. Well, not until a week until signing day, when he realized he was ranked 2,036th in the offer list and had a 2-star rating by Rivals.com. It looked like it was over for him. I'm sure he was probably advised to start looking for something else he was good at. But he remained keen on becoming one of the best. Bobby's coach was kind enough to pitch him to the recruitment board of Utah State, who flew him out for a visit. That was the only school to offer him the chance to play ball, and he took it with all seriousness and dedication. Bobby helped change history for the Aggies. He took them to their first bowl game in decades, racking up 445 tackles and 4.5 sacks over his 4-starter year career. During his senior year, he was awarded the WAC Defensive Player of the Year award and an invitation to play in the 2012 Senior Bowl, in which he bagged 22 tackles, an interception, and the Super Bowl MVP. With all of his crazy college stats, the once 2,036th ranked player got drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the 2012 drafts. His draft pick made him the 11th highest player selected in the NFL draft from Utah State, and the highest since Rulon Jones in 1980. What a turn of events! Russell Wilson. Russ was the man all along, but his height wasn't doing him any good in the books. During his junior year, he recorded 3,287 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, and 15 rushing touchdowns. He also bagged All-District, All-Region, and All-State Player of the Year. No, his dominance didn't end there. In his senior year, he threw for 3,009 passing yards, 34 passing touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, with the All-Conference and All-State Player titles to his name. Why then was such a raw talent rated as a 2-star prospect with almost no offers from schools? Russell stood barely at 5 feet 11 inches, and nobody wanted such a player as their QB. Russ failed to break the 6-foot recommendation, and because of this, all the college recruiters he got linked with weren't interested. His high school coach really wanted to see his product thrive, so he drove him around NFL camps in the state of Virginia just to get him picked. Despite meeting everything asked for, nobody wanted to overlook his height. He only got interest from Duke and North Carolina State University, and Russ went for the red shirt. Wilson stayed at NC for a year and broke all records laid down. He led the Wolfpack to the Champ Sport Bowl in 2010 and was runner-up for the ACC Football Player of the Year. In 2011, Wilson had a grad transfer to Wisconsin, and in his first year at Wisconsin, he won the Big Ten championship and also finished as the player of the tournament. In 2012, Wilson recorded 33 passing touchdowns at the end of the season, breaking the NCAA passing efficiency record. I can't even imagine the faces of the colleges that called him too small. Wilson's performances has set him as the tallest in the league. At the time he graduated, Wilson was predicted to be the first pick of the 2012 draft, but it was to everyone's surprise that he fell to the 75th pick. It was later revealed it was due to his size, but he got selected by the Seattle Seahawks. Well, looks like the jokes are on all the doubters, cause they can kiss his Super Bowl title now. And that's enough for the time we have. You can add the names of the stars you wanted to see in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more videos like this. See you next time.